Hello everyone, this is ToadinWonderland and welcome back to more Pokemon Stadium 2. We're over halfway done, or rather we are halfway done, with the stadium. We already completed 5 cups, the little cup, and 4 challenge cups. Now it's time to move back on to the Poke Cup. And I do have to apologize right now if my voice sounds really croaky. I even had this in the announcement video I had posted before this. But I do apologize if my voice does crack up at any point or if I have to take a small break and clear my throat. Sorry about that, but I've just gotten over a cold. Anyway, as you can see, I'll even go back here again quick. I actually didn't even look at the rules. Not that it's that big. Basically, almost every Pokemon qualifies for the Poke Cup. The only 5 that don't are Lugia, Ho-Oh, Mewtwo, Mew, and Celebi, because they are the ultimate legendary Pokemon, basically. So basically, any Pokemon that has a base stat of 600. Well, I'm not going to get too specific with things like that, but basically Mew and Celebi have 600, and the other 3 have 680 as base stats, but yeah. They've been banned from the Poke Cup. Simple as that. And everything else is the same before. You enter 6 Pokemon, you choose 3 out of 6, and try to pick the 3 that will have advantages over the likely opponents. And one thing that is different is the Pokemon will be level 50 to 55. All the rental Pokemon are set by default to level 50, so it's a slight... It's nothing really significant, but if you do raise your own Pokemon, having some Pokemon that are like level 51 and 52 both may help you out in the long run, just because you have that extra, just a slight oomph, I guess you could say. It's a little bit that can help. Anything you can do to maximize your chances of winning. So if you use your own Pokemon, just, yeah, try to get them up a little bit above 50 if you can. And the maximum 3 Pokemon that you use for each battle cannot exceed 155, so you could have one Pokemon that's level 55, but that means the other 2 that you use for the same battle must be level 50. They can't be any greater than that, because that is the rule. Excuse me. My voice is already cracking up. I apologize. Same items cannot be held, no 2 Pokemon sleep or frozen. These are pretty much the same as before. Rules on the final Pokemon, that's also the same. You can't use Self-Destruct, Explosion, Perish Song, or Destiny Bond on the last opponent's Pokemon when you're using your last remaining Pokemon. Pretty much the same as before, because by default you lose. And you get continues for a perfect match, so that's basically the gist of the Poke Cup. And just like the Challenge Cup, there's 4 difficulty levels. We're going to start at the easiest level and pick a Pokeball. Okay, moving on. Okay, as I had said in the announcement video, I am going to provide the suggestions that Nintendo Power recommends in addition to the Pokemon that I select. Nintendo Power recommends for Poke Cup Pokeball level are Parasect, Kadabra, Kingdra, Skarmory, Graveler, and Hitmonchan. Again, they don't actually have the items that they used, if they did use any, but I'm going to assume that they did use items. That's actually, I'm not going to argue with their suggestions at all, but since it's the Pokeball level, you can kind of get away with using some more basic Pokemon. So basically get a chance and have some fun with this, because it's not that difficult in all honesty. And I'm not going to use any of her Pokemon, my friends, that is. But I am going to pick all 6 rentals with items on her game pack. Okay, the first one I'm going to pick is Delibird. And I'm going to give it a gold berry. It's better than the regular berry, at least. If you don't have the gold berry, the regular berry's fine. That's what I'd recommend if you don't have extra items. I'm also going to recommend Donphin and give it a Quick Claw. Again, if you don't have a Quick Claw, you can use any of the other 5 berries. I really don't have a good suggestion on which one you could use. I guess the Burnt Berry, since Ice Pokemon may attack it and it could potentially get frozen. but that's just all I can really recommend on that. Okay, I'm gonna pick a couple other Pokemon here. Oh wait, no, not Gligar, sorry. I was thinking of something else, completely different. Okay. I thought I had a Pokemon that started with H, maybe not. Okay, I'm going crazy. No, it's K, Kadabra. This is one of the 6 Nintendo Power suggestions. I'm going to give Kadabra a Scope Lens. If you don't have that, I probably recommend a Bitterberry, in case it gets confused, because that'd be handy for Kadabra to have. Okay, moving on. We need Moltres, and I'm going to give it Charcoal. I'd probably recommend the Paralyzed Cure Berry if you don't have a Charcoal, because I'm sure electric Pokemon will try to attack it. And moving on. Okay, this is probably my most unusual suggestion, but it's one that works, is Pineco. And I'm going to give it... let's see... Bright Powder. If you don't have Bright Powder, I guess a Mint Berry is alright. Because there are some Pokemon that try to use Hypnosis. As a matter of fact, I'm actually not going to use the Bright Powder, I am going to use the Miracle Berry. But, yeah, some Pokemon will use, like, Hypnosis and other sleep-induce moves, so the Mint Berry is also effective. Okay, and I need just one more. And I just went by it. Oh, no, it's not that one, sorry. Oh god, here I go again. I actually don't remember what the last one is that I used, to be honest. We could use a good water Pokemon, though. Vaporeon, I guess, would be alright. Off the spur of the moment here, and I'm going to give it Mystic Water. And... excuse me, sorry about that. And that's it for my team. For Vaporeon, if you want to give it a held item, there's really nothing specific. I mean, you pretty much used up all the other berries at this point, I would say, so you could pretty much get away with giving it anything else. And as you can see here, there are a bunch of bug Pokemon. So, common sense would tell you to use something such as fire, because every single one of them have a weakness to fire. So we are going to leave with Moltres. We're also going to use Kadabra, since a lot of them, not all of them, but some of them have a second combination such as flying or poison. So Kadabra has, I'll show here, Psychic and Thunder Punch. So that's good to have. And a third Pokemon, I guess, would work alright, would be Delibird, just in case we need to use
Let's get started. Pokemon Tournament Poke Cup Pokeball.
And yeah, let's get started, as the announcer had just said. Boy, I hope I can get through this whole recording. My throat's getting kind of scratchy right now. I was afraid this might happen, but if I don't do this now, it's gonna be never. Well, not really, but it'll be a while till I can record again. And it's a Caterpie, so I can get away with doing whatever I want. I decide to pick Sky Attack. Moltres is glowing. Yeah, Sky Attack is the strongest flying move, at least in Generation 2, and 1 for that matter. It does 140 damage. It's like Solar Beam, though. It takes 2 turns to use. The first turn to charge up, the second turn to use. Sorry. So yeah, it's a 2-turn move. The difference, though, I mean, there are moves like Dig and Fly that are the same way, but Dig and Fly puts you into a position where most attacks won't hit you. Sky Attack does not do that. It just requires a turn of charging up. Think of it as a backwards Hyper Beam, I guess you could say. But yeah, strongest flying type attack, stores energy in the first turn, then fires in the second. Excuse me. Like Hyper Beam, though, it's not fully accurate. It can miss. It's not as bad as, like, Blizzard or Thunder, though, because it is 90% accurate. but overkill, basically.
Eyeing each other warily.
Especially for bug Pokemon. I'll just use Fire Blast. For the Spinneray, I guess is what the Bug Boy calls it.
KO'd by one
Or Bug
hit.
Catcher. The first Stadium game called him Bug Boy, though, I remember that. Because, this is actually a funny story. I just recently learned this. The first Stadium game had, like, certain names, like, smushed, if that makes any sense. And wow, he picked the weakest Pokemon possible. There's no way he could have made worse choices than what he did here for this first battle. But anyway, the first Stadium game couldn't fit. There were like certain characters, such as Bug Catcher, where all the letters couldn't fit into the allotted character space, so they squeezed it and made it Bug Boy instead of Bug Catcher. There was other stuff like that, such as Mr. Fix for I can't remember what it was called on the handheld games, but I believe they called it Mr. Fix. And then there's like Gamer for Gambler, apparently, or something like that. There was like certain trainer names that got changed where they were like shorter than the handheld games, basically. But I just thought that was hilarious that they called the Bug Catcher Bug Boy. And yeah, that first battle was pathetically easy. If you can't beat that, even if you picked like the worst Pokemon from the rental team possible, there's no way you could not beat that battle. It's easy. Like I said, just enjoy the easiness. Oh, pardon me, my voice. Pardon the easiness while it lasts. I really sincerely apologize for my voice. I know I'm going to keep saying that throughout this whole video. But I really don't know what else to do about it. Anyway, we got a lot of water Pokemon this time. The Swimmer Bruce's toughest opponent is probably the Poliwhirl or the Seal, because they do have stronger moves than the rest of the team. Well, the Staryu, I believe, does have Hydro Pump too, but the other two are worse. Seal actually has Ice Beam too. So, I would recommend... You could probably either start with Kadabra or even Pineco. I guess I'll start with Kadabra just to be safe. Or no, you know what, I'll use Pineco first, then Kadabra. And for third Pokemon, none of the others are really good choices, but we might be able to do the most damage with Delibird, so I'll go with that. I might need to get a drink of water because my voice is just so scratchy right now. You'll have to excuse me for a second. Oh, that's better. I guess that might have been all I really needed. Oh no, God, he started with the toughest one. Well, let's try Giga Drain. Oh, it uses Belly Drum.
It sacrificed HP to get maximum power.
Well, thank you for explaining that for my
What will the
audience.
trainer do now? That had to hurt.
Well, at least he was helpful with that regard. And why couldn't you have taken it out? Come on, Giga Drain.
HP with some leftovers.
No, and it's got leftovers.
There's a big HP difference between the two combatants.
Yeah, get used to some of the stuff he says, because he can get a little repetitive.
Some damage.
Holy crap, that did a lot.
There,
Yeah,
Giga
I hope you guys are prepared for this announcer, because he'll repeat a lot of the same phrases over and over,
Down it goes.
especially in the stadium. Yes, implying that we'll be going to
The
another
next
game mode where we'll
Pokemon
hear
needs
him.
to be prepared.
But anyway, we at least have got Poliwhirl. And he uses the second toughest one that I had mentioned about, because it knows Ice Beam. You know what?
They prepare for battle.
Forget Giga Drain.
What now?
That's probably gonna knock me out, you know that?
Glancing blow.
Or not. But I was about to go out anyway, so might as well go out with a bang.
Electric explosion. A heavy hit.
It was worth it. You could say whatever you want, but it was worth it.
Knockout.
Well, thank you, Pineco, for sacrificing yourself.
They both go down.
Exactly. That was my plan all along.
Both
Actually, not really.
Simultaneously. This puts a whole new spin on the battle.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's Kadabra.
I figured Kadabra would do nicely here. You know, this is something that just came to mind is since this isn't Generation 4, the genders don't actually affect certain aspects of the Pokemon. So if this was a female Kadabra, the whiskers wouldn't be as long. But yeah, there's like subtle things that they did on the games. And as you can see, that took out Remoraid pretty quickly. And that's it for the swimmer. We lost a Pokemon, but that's because I had to use self-sacrifice. Well, I didn't have to, but I really didn't feel like battling that Seal. Ice Beam was probably one of two moves that actually was bad about Seal. I believe, as a matter of fact, I have the guide nearby. Hold on a second. Oh, here it is. That was easy to find. Pokecup. Okay, yeah, Swimmer Bruce. His Seal has Safeguard, Ice Beam, Takedown, and Rain Dance. Yeah, Takedown can be a pain, in addition to Ice Beam. They recommend Parasect for all 6 of these Pokemon, according to Nintendo Power, by the way. But yeah. By the way, I'm going to put the guide away, because I know what I'm doing here, but I just thought it was fun to at least share the moves that some of these Pokemon have. And we got Hiker Chester, a bunch of rock Pokemon, and a Machop. And we also got a Phanpy. Well, Vaporeon would be a perfect choice to use here, so I will leave with it. Followed by Kadabra, and we will use Pineco. No, I take that back, sorry. Not Pineco. Donphin. Excuse me. Most of them do have a weakness to ground, so Donphin is ideal for this battle, actually. Pineco does know Giga Drain, but Donphin's Earthquake is tremendously powerful, considering that Donphin has really high attack and high defense. That's why I really like Donphin so much, by the way. I don't know if I've stated that, but Phanpy and Donphin are actually some of my favorite 2nd generation Pokemon. As a matter of fact, Phanpy was the first Pokemon I ever caught in Crystal. And that's something else I wanted to talk about quick here. You probably saw when I was picking my Pokemon, I had a Pokemon Crystal pack inserted with my name. That is mine. Something fun I wanted to share quick was, well, before I talk about Crystal, some of you guys remember, well, maybe even all of you guys, for that matter. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the battle, by the way, because Vaporeon's got a water move that'll easily wipe these guys out. Waterfall's more than good enough to take them out. It's not as good as Surf, but it's still good. Yeah, Surf's definitely much better, even if it's by 15 base stat points. But yeah. Yep, not a problem at all. Well, thank you for the compliment, Mr. Announcer. And it's pseudo-widow. But anyway, I was going to talk about this quick. I had Pokemon Gold inserted into one of the controllers for a while. Well, this is sad, actually, with what I'm going to say here. I had, actually, my friend, the same one who let me borrow her Silver game, her and I looked at it, and we found out that the game had corrupted. After having Pokemon Gold for 10 years, it has corrupted on me. And I'm really sad about that. It doesn't make me cry, but it's just really disappointing that I lost all the stuff that I've done on it. I had like a good bit of accomplishments that I did do with it, such as my room. Like I said, I was able to get some rare items, such as the Surfing Pikachu doll. And by the way, look how fast we're just going through here. We're already at Battle 4. In my opinion, the Challenge Cup just takes a tremendous amount of time to go through, because you have to spend your time planning on what you're going to use that battle. Like for this, the Super Nerd Clifford has a lot of Pokemon that are weak to ground, so obviously I'm going to leave it Donphin. And followed by Kadabra, because some are weak to Psychic, and also use Moltres. Because we do have a Magnemite, and I missed what the other one was. Well, Moltres may not have been the best choice, but I don't know that I'll have to resort to using it, especially with Donphin. Donphin will be easily... I wouldn't be surprised to... How do I put this? I wouldn't be surprised if Donphin could take out all three. I'll put it that way. Yeah, even with Flaffy here. Flaffy's kind of done for. Because I'm not aware that Flaffy has too many good moves besides Thunder and Thunder Wave. At best, it probably had maybe a normal or maybe even Iron Tail. As a matter of fact, I think it does know Iron Tail. I don't remember for sure, but I think it does have that move. But anyway, back to my story. Gold, my Pokemon Gold has died. And it no longer keeps any new game save data I put on it. So every time I start a new file, it won't save it. It has met the same demise as my Pokemon Silver game, to say the least. Now, my Pokemon Silver game did not corrupt. One day, the battery just... I'm assuming it's a battery problem anyway. I haven't actually replaced it, but I'm sure it's the battery because it doesn't keep save data anymore. The file didn't technically corrupt on me with Silver, so that's why I think it's still okay, like the programming. But I'm afraid my Gold has died. But I do have Pokemon Crystal, as I've explained before. I got all three of the second generation games, lucky me. And it's gonna try to paralyze me. It succeeded. So even though it wasn't Thunder Wave, it still paralyzed me. But Ekans is still weak to Earthquake. As you've seen, that was very fast. Exactly. Yeah, I have Crystal, so I've been replaying that lately. And I've been having a good bit of fun with it. I did kind of go half insane at one point in the game, which is yet another story that I'll be sure to talk about here. But anyway, as for Gold, I'm afraid it's done. I'm probably going to get it again sometime in the future. I mean, you can't buy it new unless you pay an inordinate amount of money for it. But yeah, I'll have to get another Gold, basically.